Welcome to This Bitch with Sara SHENK and Kim Congdon.
Welcome to another episode of This Bitch podcast, everybody. I'm Kim Congdon.
And I'm Sara SHENK.
Wow, we're here. Another day, another motherfucking dollar.
Another fucking Monday.
Another fucking Monday.
Mondays, let's say what it is. Mondays are everyone's least favorite day of the week, but
That's not true. Mondays are my favorite day of the week and have been for a while now.
That's not. You're just trying to fight with me for no reason.
No, I'm not.
Nobody likes Monday. The only reason to like Monday is because of our podcast. Comes out every Monday.
Okay, but first of all,
bitch.
I do actually genuinely, Mondays are my favorite day of the week.
Yeah, because you don't have a normal ass schedule.
Okay, so
you don't have to be at work at 9 on a Monday. If you had to be at work at 9 on a Monday.
I'm okay, but I was speaking for myself. You said nobody likes Mondays, and I like Mondays.
Okay, why?
Because I think that after partying all weekend, and I do treat Mondays like the beginning of a work week. I do have a regular schedule. I party on the weekends.
Are you telling me that or yourself that?
I'm telling. I party on both.
Where are you on Monday at 11 a.m. most times when I call?
On my way to go to Jujitsu, which is part of my work.
Or
playing video games, which is part of my work. I am never sleeping at 11.
Today when I called you.
Today I went 7 days in a row of working every night. I did an audition. I did two festival things. I wrote a packet. I did a roast. I wrote fucking roast jokes. I was mentally exhausted. People think that this is not exhausting. It's fucking exhausting.
No, people have no idea. Let's talk about everything in life that's exhausting.
DMVs.
It's like, why do I need to have a real ID?
Well, not even that. Like the whole car thing.
You have to have an education to understand how it works. You need to at least have a high school degree to understand how this shit works.
Like, why do I have to get my car re-registered?
It should just be on auto register.
Just auto register.
Why do I gotta take a test?
Don't test me. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna read that shit. I'm never gonna remember it again. That's every test I've ever taken in my life. I remember the information until the moment of the test, and then when I take the test, after I get the answers wrong, it's out of my mind forever.
What do you? I have a reoccurring nightmare that I have a test to take, and I'm in college, and I can't pass it, and I'm cheating, and I'm afraid of getting caught cheating. Does that ever happen to you? Test streams?
No.
Really?
No.
Are you ever anxious? I also,
Am I ever anxious? I'm only anxious.
I can't stand having to go to the doctors. Should we get into it?
Oh, not you triggering me. Let me tell you, this fucking bitch triggered me. Look at her, she's like you're like fucking Katie Couric in this bitch.
I am. I'm Diane Sawyer, baby.
Sawyer in this bitch. Dude.
Barbara Walters.
Not you fucking going 60 minutes on my ass. Yeah, I hate the doctor.
I hate the doctor. I especially hate the gynecologist.
I hate the gynecologist.
My gynecologist will talk to me about his vacations while he's inside of my vagina. Yeah. He'll be like, I just got back from the Galapagos. Gotta say, the tortoise is truly incredible. And I'm like, it's so off-putting to be like visualizing an oversized tortoise while you're getting a smear.
That's better than my experience.
All right, let's talk about it.
I look at her; she's thrilled. First of all, Sarah,
it makes for great pod.
This bitch is thrilled
makes for great
that
pod.
I had a traumatic gyno appointment.
No, I wasn't. I thought you were gonna die. Remember?
Yes, you did. but now it's funny to you.
Well, now it's funny that we know you're fine.
Yeah. Well, now don't spoil the ending, honey.
Oh, sorry.
Now you're spoiling the ending.
Sorry, she's not fine.
I might not be fine, everybody. Stay along. Yeah, no, I had a gyno appointment. I got the old Pap. It'd been about 4 years. It'd been about 3 or 4 years. Because, they're every 5 years now. You're supposed to get them.
I get one every year.
You don't have to get one every year.
Huh?
You don't have to get one every year.
I'm getting my pussy swabbed for no reason.
Yeah, first of all.
Also, I think I should call it vagina when you're talking about swabbing. I feel like I don't know.
Well, that's one of the issues. I'm a poor comedian, so I have bad health insurance. And so I go to poor doctors.
Right.
And when you go to poor doctors, the people that are like the nurses and stuff are also people of low income usually. Like it's like all.
You just had a very, very low budget experience. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I got the Groupon of doctors. Pussy doctor. First of all, after the appointment was done, he told me he wasn't a gynecologist. He was like, afterwards.
No. He looked at your vagina and then told you. Are you lying?
I swear to God.
He looked at your vagina and then told you it wasn't.
Because I said I wanted to maybe talk about getting birth control because my cramps are super bad when I get my period. And
they love giving away birth control.
They love it. And they were like, oh yeah. And I was like, oh, so I'm gonna make but I need to get a Pap because I haven't had one in a few years. And the nurse, she was like, this lady, she had like a piercing here and here.
Oh no, not the nurse with a piercing.
Yeah, and tattoos.
Is it clean? What's up in there?
No, she's not clean or healthy.
Okay.
And it's like, why are nurses like sometimes so unhealthy?
Because they're caring.
Because they're
you
caring.
can be very
That's true.
caring and unhealthy at the same time.
That's actually
true.
true.
You live an unhealthy lifestyle, so you have a lot of empathy.
Yes, and you spend so much time caring about other people that when you get home, you're like, I just want a burger. So you know what?
More power to her.
More power to her.
We love an unhealthy nurse.
Actually, I am now team unhealthy nurse.
Yeah.
Actually, see, this podcast is about growing and learning and not judging people and trying to understand. And I'm team unhealthy nurse now. And I appreciate you. And you are sacrificing for other people. And you
deserve that Whopper.
You deserve
You deserve that Whopper on a Wednesday.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we all some days you just got to say, fuck it, I deserve that ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I've been taking anytime. Sometimes you have to reward yourself, especially after the doctor's office. I'm like, if I go to the doctor's office, then on the way home, I could buy a shirt from Forever 21, even though I'm 35.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. So I go, I need a Pap. And she's like, oh, we do that here. We could just get it done here today. And I was like, okay. Not a Willy Nilly Pap. But
Don't say Willy Nilly in regards to Pap.
I'll do a Willy Nilly Pap. You know why? Because this pussy stay clean. You know how clean this pussy is?
Squeaky.
This pussy.
I'm sorry. I heard something squeak. Was that? Oh no, that was mine.
I'm doing a podcast. Oh, that was your sister.
Not us having sister pussies. We're fine.
They're fighting.
Oh no. Cat fight.
So yeah, I did a Willy Nilly appointee.
Okay, you got a Willy Nilly smear. That's so gross. Willy Nilly smear.
I got Willy Nilly smeared.
I want to be smeared in a medical office and not willy nilly. So walk me through.
So first of all, the doctor, you can tell, is a doctor that comes in from a better hospital and then comes to this hospital every once in a while.
Imported.
Just so people can get a little help every once in a while. You could tell, like, so I'm laying back, I'm doing my thing. You know how it goes. You lay back, you scoot your butt to the front.
You're in the stirrups. My
legs are there, and the doctor starts doing the thing, and I tense up a little. It hurts. That thing hurts a little. Does it hurt you?
Yeah, and then there was like, relax. And I'm like, okay, you try being in this position.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm 2 seconds away from a fart in your face. You relax.
Yeah. It just feels like really uncomfortable.
It's super uncomfortable, and they want you to relax, and the more you don't relax, the more it hurts, but the more it hurts, the more you don't relax. It's a really fucked up anomaly.
Yeah.
And
it's like, come on, just take a deep breath. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like different when someone's in your vagina for sexual reasons versus medical reasons.
Yeah, sexual reasons, I can fit almost a whole human in there. Sweetie, come on in. I can hold a guy by his dick with my pussy when I want it.
Oh, God.
When it's a doctor, I'm like, owie, not the Q-tip. Owie, the Q-tip hurtsies. So the doctor's having a little trouble in there, and I'm getting tense. And so I go and like I do this, and the nurse goes, oh, open your legs. And he goes, no. He's got his finger in me at this point. No. And he turns to the nurse, he's like, we don't say that. We say let your knees fall.
Because open your legs is too sexual.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And she was like, yeah, we don't say that. And I'm like breathing my way through, and she's like, doctor, she just needs you to finish. She's like, no, don't rush me. No, they're fighting, and his finger's inside of me, and I feel him wiggling his finger at her.
No.
He's yelling at, I've become an extension of his finger.
No.
Stop it. I said, no.
You're a puppet. You
his finger's so deep in me. I said no. So they're arguing in me.
They're arguing
eventually
in you.
He's like, okay, I think I got a piece. You know how they have to take a piece of your vagina meat and put it into a thing to test it.
Oh my God.
You know that, right?
Yeah, but when you say vagina meat,
Yeah,
I don't like it.
They have to. They take they
a
get
little
it.
sample.
Yeah, they get in your meats, dude. and so whatever. I pull my pants up. He gives me a fucking long ass. You know what? There's a bunch of women listening. He told me 1 in every 16. I think it was 1 in every 9 women get breast cancer. And that's really crazy. And that people, even if you have a lump and you go and get like a mammogram, if you still feel the lump and they said you're fine, he's like, go get a biopsy, because so many mammograms miss and so many women die. He was a great doctor. He was like, seriously, doctors don't give a fuck. You need to get checked even when they say you're fine if you feel like you're not. So just putting that out there for all my ladies, all my husbands out there that love their wives.
All the people that listen are very devout husbands, I think. I think there's a lot of devout husbands listening to this podcast. As I say,
they listen for respect. They want to hear that. They want to hear what we're saying. So he was a great doctor. I go home. And then, and I also do a full blood panel that day. I get my blood work done. They go, what do you want? I go, give me the whole 9.
Charge it
to the game.
Charge it to the game.
Obamacare, whatever the fuck it is the game. Charge it to Biden care. I don't know.
Yeah, same shit.
All the insurance is the same, by the way. Every time I get a better insurance, it's still under the cheap insurance. For like, it's all like umbrellaed and hidden. It's like really fucked up.
There's also this new thing where some doctors, they do the shit where they don't even take insurance now. Have you heard about this?
No.
Some of the really good doctors that are like, that bridge Eastern and Western principles. Like my friends who have money were telling me that they go to these doctors and none of them take insurance.
No.
I'm like, not the good doctors not taking any insurance at all.
No, honey. Like my doctor, that shit looks like the DMV when I go in. Like it looks like a DMV vibe. It's also like the shit on the wall is not comforting. Like my doctor's office, it's just a big sign on the wall that's like, did you just find out you have HIV? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Can we leave it for out of the waiting room?
It's like, I don't like public offices.
No.
Anything where you just, the only thing that's keeping anyone out is an appointment. Ugh.
I'm good on that. So yeah, we get the full panel. I say, give me the works, right?
Charge it to the game,
Charge
baby.
it to the game. Who don't want the works? When I go, I want to know I'm good. I got blood panels for deficiencies. I got a STD check. They tested me for AIDS.
You got really weird.
Hepatitis. Well, I didn't know if I should say HIV or AIDS.
You go, AIDS?
I didn't know if I got tested for HIV or AIDS or both. So one of those or both. I think HIV is the one they test you for. Yeah, it's HIV. And then hepatitis, I was like, maybe I picked that up at Jujitsu.
I could see that.
I could see me picking up some hep.
Some hep C. What happened? The mat, baby.
But at least I got this cauliflower here.
But I'm a blue belt.
I'm a blue belt with hep.
No.
By the way, last night when I don't know if I told you this when I was on did I tell you?
It's so funny.
I'll tell you guys. When I was on my way to my show, I was walking at night to the show by myself, and this crazy guy came around the corner. He was like yelling and being crazy, and I saw that he saw me, and I got really nervous. So I was like, oh no. Like I got scared, and then in my head I went, it's okay. This is why you do jujitsu. You could do jujitsu. This is why you train. And then when he came around the corner, he was wearing a jujitsu gi and he was a brown belt. He's just better at jujitsu than me. Getting crazy.
It's so funny.
That's a real thing that happened. But anyways, so I get the full blood panel. When I leave, they say to me, would you like us to call you with the results or would you like to come in? I go, call me. Yeah. I'm not worried, honey.
Yeah.
I go, call me. And she goes, cool. So I get a call about 3 days later. Hi, this is
The unhealthy nurse.
this is Whopper. This is Whopper Nurse from
McNurse.
This is McNurse. This is McNurse from the. This is from the hospital shelter. We need to make the doctor noted that he needed to make an appointment for your results, and I said, oh no. When I left, I signed the thing that said you guys can just give me the results, and she goes, well, the doctor specifically noted he needs you to come in to talk to him about your results. And I was like, okay, do you have any more information? And she's like, no, we can't talk about it over the phone, but we do need you to come in. And if you know what an anxiety-ridden hypochondriac I am, I always think something's wrong with me. The blood drained from my fucking face. I call Sara panicked.
And I gotta be cool. I can't be like, oh shit, you're probably dying. I gotta be like, you know what? These things happen. Did you eat breakfast before you went? Maybe something was a little off in your blood sugar. Just trying to act normal.
Sara's saying like, maybe it's your cholesterol.
Yeah, I'm trying to say something like, it could be anything, you just never know. Because it's true, you just don't know.
Yeah.
But also, I can't be like, oh no, you're for sure dying.
Cause then I call back and I go, wait, like, can I, and then I make an appointment for the next day, but then I'm like anxious. I'm like, do you guys have an appointment for today? I'll cancel everything and just come in. I want to know. And she's like, ma'am.
Not the mamming you.
Ma'am. She like stopped me. She's like, if we had an appointment today, we would get you in today. I was like, that's a real hood way to say that to me. Please stop being the nurses from my hometown. Like I was that nurse before I became a comedian. Not me seeing myself in this nurse clapping when I'm pissed.
Dude, the people in medical offices be grumpy because everyone thinks that they're dying and everyone has an emergency and all those bitches are calloused. They are calloused bitches.
When you see a nice nurse, it looks like when like the hero comes in at the end of the scary movie. When you see a nice nurse, you're like, Jesus Christ, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Nice nurses should be paid more than the mean nurses.
That's actually...
The fat, nice ones.
Sara for president. SFP. Shank for prez. President Shank.
Shanks
for voting.
Shanks for voting.
Shanks.
Okay. So
I fucking go in, and again, you know, I'm looking at this HIV sign 3 days later, going, well, maybe it was a sign when I sat down the first time and I noticed it. Because now I'm thinking, what if I have HIV? Like I'm thinking,
switching between HIV and cancer.
HIV and cancer, because I'm like, I get bled on in jujitsu. So I'm not thinking HIV because I'm like out in the streets getting gutter fucked.
First of all, gutter fucked. Never heard that. Gutter fucked is powerful.
I don't think I've ever heard it either, but it is a good term, right?
Did you just coin gutter fuck?
I think if gutter fuck doesn't exist, I just made that up. Or I heard it like once and it was in my subconscious.
Oh shit.
So
I'm not out here getting gutter fucked.
I'm just thinking,
I'm getting
like,
bled on the mat.
I'm thinking I got the HIV from the mat.
No.
So now I'm scared. I'm like, and I tell Sara, I go, if I have fucking HIV, I'm not calling you after this. If I don't call you, I've got the HIV. Because I'm like, what could it be? I'm healthy. I eat healthy. I work out.
And then I start I'll call my mom. I'm like, Kim's going in for her blood results tomorrow. I was worried. I needed to
What'd your mom say?
My mom goes, she's fine. She's healthy.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, that's what I thought. She's like, she does fighting, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, she's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I go in.
Not me needing to call my mom.
I go in.
Kim could have AIDS.
And when I go in, this guy, first of all, these motherfuckers, this hospital's so bad that they texted me the morning of my appointment. I made an appointment for 11 a.m. that day. That morning, they texted me, we'll see you in for your 11:30 appointment. So I was like, okay, maybe my appointment's at 11:30 because maybe I thought it was 11. You know, they texted me to confirm. So I text back, okay. I come in at 11:30. They're like, we'll see if we can get you in because you know what? You're 30 minutes late. And I was like, I think I'm dying and you're fucking with my head.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, I'll wait, like whatever. And I wait and I'm like kind of pissed, but I'm like, you want these results? Don't kick get kicked out. At this point, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I just need to get the results. So
I need to know whether or not I'm dying.
So I need to be nice to this bitch. Because if not, I would have been like, fuck you, bitch. You want to go outside? You fucking bitch. I'm having a bad day.
To the doctor's assistant?
Yeah. I'm having a bad day too, bitch. And then this dude comes in. Same thing happens to him. He has appointments at the wrong time. And she yells at him, and he's like taking it back, and he's like, okay, well, do you have anything? She's like, I can see, but I don't know. Let me take your temperature. And as he's taking your temperature, he goes, you know what? Fuck you, bitch.
No.
Yeah, he's like, you're always so fucking rude.
No.
And so that they're fighting.
No.
And then
he said that to her?
Yes. He's like, you're always so rude. I'm putting in a complaint. You guys are always so rude over here. And she gets nicer after he leaves suddenly to me, because I was like, cheering him on.
I'm also going to put in a complaint.
Yeah, she saw the energy from me being like, yeah, tell her ass. And then she starts being super nice to me, being like, people just don't understand the schedules. And I go, yeah, but your system's messed up. It's nobody else's fault but the hospital, this place.
Yeah.
I was like, so you can't be mad at people. She's like, I know, but we need lunches too. And I go, yeah, but that's a separate issue. That's not our fault that you don't get a lunch.
Not you getting into the nurse's lunch schedule. She needed her Whopper.
She needed her Whopper. So then I come in. The doc comes in. I'm fucking at this point panicked.
And I'm panicked too. And I'm like by the phone waiting for the phone call to know that you're going to be okay.
And I'm panicked, and this guy just talks and talks, and he is talking, and he sort of almost seems like he's trying to avoid telling me what's next. And in my head, I'm going like, I read people really well. This guy is bad news. He doesn't want to tell me. He doesn't even know how to break it to me. When in reality, he's a doctor. He'd probably be like, you're dying. Next.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, this. I know what's happening. And so I fucking sit there, and he goes, have you ever seen this movie? And he names some movie I've never heard of. And I go, no. And he goes, you should watch it.
No.
And I was like, oh God, it's probably like Stepmom.
No, not him power tripping.
Right. And I go, okay. And then he starts talking, and he goes, all right, so we're in here for your results, yes? So before I start, I just really want to confirm this. You're Kimberly Congdon. And I was like, no. He's confirming because it's bad news. All right, you guys, let's take a moment from the podcast to talk about our sponsors, motherfucking Freezepipe.
I love Freezepipe because if there's one thing I hate, it's putting ice in a bong. It's annoying. This makes it simple. It comes with a detachable chamber that you just freeze beforehand, which is so convenient.
And the fact that like it has like that like freeze pipe, I don't know what it is, like that gel material in it that freezes, and every time you hit it, whenever I smoke, it doesn't hurt my lungs. Smoking weed doesn't have to hurt your lungs. Bongs don't have to hurt. If you guys get Freezepipe, you guys get an ice cold hit every single time. Listen, when you just pack up your bong, when you're ready to rip it, the smoke passes through the frozen part and it cools down as you inhale. It's honestly like a hit of like a weed mint.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's like a vacation for your lungs. It's non-toxic. It freezes faster than water, and it stays frozen longer. And it's amazing. Your throat will thank you. Whether you hit a pipe, bubbler, bong, or dab, they have it all. Mm-hmm. You can go to freezepipe.com and press in code TB to save 10% off your first order. Get your bong, pipe, or bubbler today. That's freezepipe.com and press in code TB to save 10%.
If you can smoke from it, Freezepipe makes it.
All right, let's get back to this week's episode of This Bitch. Right.
I'm like,
he's like, I can't tell the wrong person they're terminal.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, and you're born on September 25th, 1990. And I was like, yes. And your first pet's, nah, you guys thought I was going to give out too much information, you fucking sneaky motherfuckers. No. So then I'm like, yes. And he goes, all right, let's look at these results. Oh, yes. Okay. So you're in here for the results from your Pap. I'm like, oh, I have ovarian cancer, or I can't have kids. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, so we're looking here, and I'm like, what? And he's like, it says that when we did your Pap last week, you remember we were having a little trouble getting a good sample size, but I got some, and it says that happened in your last Pap smear, and the doctor noted, have they talked to you about your cervix? And I was like, no. And they're like, okay, so women who have had a bunch of kids, it's easy to get into their cervix, and for you don't have any kids yet, so it's not as easy. It's tilted in a way that it's smaller. And I was like, okay. And he's like, so what I'm saying is anytime you've gotten a Pap smear, you've only been able to get 90% of your cervix tested for cancer. And the other, he's a great doctor. He's very thorough.
Right.
He's like, so you should know you're probably fine, but there's always that 10% that never got tested because of the way it's tilted. He's like, when you have kids in a few years and you come back, we could get the full test. But as of now, you're fine. And I was like, okay, is that it? And he was like, oh no, we got one more. And I was like, oh God, here it is. Here's the AIDS. It has to be bad news the way they fucking set this all up. And he goes, you're a little deficient in vitamin D.
But
and I was like, you motherfucker, you did not stress me out for 24 hours to tell me that I have a tight pussy and need to go to the beach. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No, him saying that my cervix was tight and I need to hit some sun. I was like, Doc, I literally said, Doc, you could have fucking sped that up a little. I'm fucking about to pass out, dude. And he was like, I apologize. I didn't realize you were panicked. I'm like, I'm going to pass out right now, maybe. I'm so dizzy. Why did you do that? I was like legitimately pissed at him.
Yeah, that seems like it should be illegal.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't, your pussy is too tight and you need
He
D.
was like, if you had 3 kids, maybe it would get in there, but my clamp just got sucked in.
No.
I threw it up later.
No.
Came right out.
No.
Yeah.
Are you throwing up the
My
clamp?
pussy's like a black hole, dude.
No.
It's so tight that it'll suction.
No.
Yeah. It's
The
like a belly. It's like a
vacuum?
belly button.
Ew.
Yeah.
Your pussy's like a belly button?
Not the
I don't know
hottest
if she
example.
thought that out. I was thinking more like a vacuum.
Okay, a vacuum. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, making a vacuum sound on the pod.
That's the sound of me.
Yeah, no. I mean, the day-to-day living shit will get you.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, don't do that to me.
No, that should be illegal.
That should be illegal.
It's also
that was
like,
a crime.
It's like, also, if I can confirm my identity by asking a few questions, can you just give me the news on the phone?
Yeah. If a bank can do it, you can do it, honey.
Yeah.
Not you being harder to get through than the banks.
Dude, you remember when, like, my parents don't online bank? They're paranoid about it.
No.
Still.
No.
Yeah. Not my parents going in person to the
No.
bank. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I can't imagine. I had to go deposit cash yesterday, which I haven't done in years.
Yeah.
I usually spend my cash, but I got like a bigger amount of cash recently.
Oh, shit.
And I had to put it in, and I was like, what am I doing here? When I was in the bank, I was like, I need to go.
Being in the bank?
It's stressful.
Being in the bank is the ultimate.
I was trying to make it
Aaron.
unstressful.
It's always stressful, and it's always just feels like there's too much going on.
Yeah.
It's never just you and the teller.
No.
There's always some shit. There's always some
drama.
complication.
Then there's someone trying to get in that's like, I need a bathroom. And there's security guards like, no bathroom. And you're just trying to count your money.
Yeah.
It's always something. There's always a Russian dude with a weird story of why he needs to take out a big amount. He's missing 3 fingers. Like the bank is like, the bank could have its own TV show.
Called The Bank.
Called The Bank.
Don't pitch ideas on the show.
You've told me that before. We'd never,
The
dogs
bank,
on a
we're
log.
writing it. Dogs on a log is coming. Dogs on a log. The game for children is coming. It's Kim Congdon's. It's a Casey original.
It's a Casey original.
A
It's
Casey toy.
It's a Church of Kim original. We actually
cock
have
toy?
dog. We actually have dog on a log at the cock.
At the cock.
At the cock, you can play with the log and the dog. The cock, it really, really cocks.
The Church of Kim.
And Sara comes by too. She brings us snacks and cheese and charcuterie.
I think it's weird that religions have songs. They're like, oh, ooh, this is how we celebrate our faith. By singing in a group. No, nothing else you really sing in a group besides the national anthem, which, to be honest, makes me a little nervous too.
I can't do it with it. Listen, I'm not
not a patriot.
I'm
happy to be a U.S. citizen.
Dude, I'd love to be a U.S. citizen. I'm not
for the most part.
I'm not gonna stand up and sing a weirdo song.
Cult song.
I'm not gonna sing a cult song. The whole reason I love being an American is because I don't have to do that.
Because we have freedom.
Yes. Because I don't have to do that, and so I won't, and that's that.
I don't like
and that's my take on America.
I don't like public prayers, public songs,
No.
public pledges.
No.
Don't make me publicly pledge anything.
No, honey. The only thing that should be public is grocery shopping
Grocery shopping. What about grocery shopping is taxing?
I think it's one of the more pleasant errands, to be honest.
Well, only if you go to a grocery store where you know the layout.
Yes.
Deal breaker. If I know the layout, I'm in and I'm out. I'm grabbing the almonds. I'm grabbing the oat milk. It's quick. I could do it blindfolded.
Me too. I go into my local TJ's.
Yes.
And I fucking run through that shit. Frozen bananas. Know where those are. Fucking.
You know what you want.
Yes.
Where it is.
Yes.
It's a different experience than if
you go into a stranger store. They don't have the thing that you love, but they have the off-brand thing next to it. Like salt in a wound.
No, nothing's worse. And you're like, no, this must be a misunderstanding. You guys have this, like, no, I don't.
Our podcast should just be called First World Problems.
It's just us complaining about.
People are probably like, these fucking cunts waking up at 11 saying Monday is their favorite day.
Monday's totally my favorite day.
Kim's complaining that she has a too tight pussy.
The doctor's orders, I need to be in the sun a little more.
Doctor's orders need to get figgity fucked in some sun. He said, get fucked more and hit me back next year for a real pap. Not me being too tight for a pap.
What about, do you have an emergency kit?
Emergency what?
Kit. Do you have an emergency kit? You know how like some people are doomsday preppers?
Yeah, no. When it's doomsday, I'm a doomsday.
Well,
I don't know. I have some cans. Like I've got enough to survive me a few days.
Like what kind of cans?
Listen, I got some bean cans, some rice. I got some canned goods, some
I'll be
spam.
Over.
Honey,
spam?
Don't be up on my spam when the world ends. Listen,
Not
sweetheart.
you grilling and eating me while the world ends.
The world ends, honey. The spam is mine.
No, the world ends. I'll be outside.
Listen, if the
world
world
ends, I'm coming over and I'm stealing your machete.
Now you're scared.
Not me pissing you off.
If the world ends, you gotta come over quick because I'm grabbing my canned foods and I'm headed to Montana.
You think you could make it to Montana?
Yeah. Why are you laughing at me?
Would you need a ride? I'll drive.
No, you know why? You need a ride because your car's too new and my car's old and all the fucking automatic cars are not going to turn on.
When the world ends?
Yeah, when the world ends, all the newer cars that could just be turned off with GPS.
Why?
What do you mean why? When all the electronics shuts off? What's your car going to do?
My key's not going to work?
No. When all the electronics shut off?
Well, how are all the electronics shutting off?
I don't know. One thing's got to be plugged in to all of it. Am I wrong? Eventually, thing's got to rot.
When God unplugs the master plug.
Where's the master dick plug? The boy piece. Where's the big boy piece? And what is it plugged into? Is that God? Is that male God plugged into a female God?
Yeah.
And that's what created power?
Yeah. So either way, we need females. Females are God.
Not you turning it on men.
We are a god.
What I'm saying is I'm getting away. I'm going to grab my machete and my fucking salchichas and I'm getting out of here.
Salchicha.
My little Vienna sausages.
You're going to grab your sausages?
I'm getting my...
And your machete?
I'm getting my sausages.
Those are your priorities?
Yes. Oh, I know you peeking. Look at her peeking over. Listen, Sarah smells money in my text messages. She can see when we're getting a deal. If you rewind this podcast just 2 seconds, you can see her peeking over my text to see if the money came in yet.
I'm sorry. Was that the scent of gold?
I smell a shilling. Ow.
What was that?
I hit my chin. So I would survive and I would murder people along the way and rob them.
I see that for you.
Listen, if the world
ends, I'm fucked, honey.
If the world ends,
honest.
You can follow me, but you can't weigh me down. I'll leave you.
Well, no, I just feel like it would be more dramatic to be left at the end of the world by you than to just go out on my own. Do you know what I mean?
But
I don't want to be fighting with you at the end of the world. I'm like, bitch, shut up.
It would be like us setting up the Stone Science set.
Oh, it would be.
Can you hand me the drill? And you're like, I don't know which one's the drill. And I'm like, please, Sarah, the zombies are coming. It's the thing. You're like, you know what? I need to take a water break.
Oh, I have my pepper spray. Should I spray the zombies with the pepper spray?
Oh, they eat pepper. They love it. It makes them stronger.
Not me making the zombies at the end of the world stronger while trying to protect us.
Not you being nice and walking them to their car.
I'm like, sorry, I was gonna handle the zombie, but my shirt looked weird, so I changed.
I let the zombie in because like I think that like his whole outfit is super camp.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see the
It's
designer.
giving Met Gala.
It's giving Met, and I just want to see who he's wearing. Okay, Sarah.
No, I would survive the end of the world. You know what,
honey, you barely survived the end of the week.
Honey, it's true.
I see you on a Sunday.
Every week I go, how did I do it? I've done it again. And then every week at the beginning of the week I go, oh, here we go. It's like a big.
And then you get uphill, and then you go down, and then
I'm
Monday.
trying to do it like. There's like this quote about how you could do it like it's a great weight, which is how I do a lot of things, or you could do it like it's part of the dance and like you're just in the flow.
That's where I'm at right now.
I'm trying to get into the part of the dance.
If something goes bad, I go, well, yippee-ki-yay, yay. I just move on. I just make a weird, funny sound, and then I try and move on.
Rats.
I'm so over being upset.
Over things you can't control.
I can't do it anymore. I am exhausted
At the Church of Kim, you'll find out how to let go of the things you can't control and how to embrace life.
You got some stress? We could yippee-ki-yay, those motherfuckers up out of here at the Church of Kim. Come over to the cock where we make you feel good.
Come over to the cock where we make you feel good. Yeah. Join the cock before the world ends. That's the next campaign. Not me working on marketing overtime for her church.
The cock goes hard.
The cock is coming. The end is coming. Get the cock. The end is coming. Get in the cock.
Get to the cock.
Get to the cock quick, honey.
The world is ending. Get to the cock.
What? Name your worst date.
What?
Name your worst date.
I've had a few really bad dates. Okay, so I have 3 that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
One was in college. This dude that I was not attracted to and didn't find attractive at all begged me to get lunch with him just once for like a month. And I was like, fine. Like one day he just literally annoyed me into it. And then we went to like the cheapest, grossest, like an Applebee's he took me to. And then he asked to split the bill. And I literally said, I was like, you made me come here.
And then he made you split it?
Yes. So that was bad. And then one time I matched with a guy on a dating app who, when I went to go sit down and say hi to him, he didn't look up from his phone and kept texting. I was like, I'll get right with you. And just texted for 5 more minutes. And then I just left. I was like, I'm going to get a coffee. And I just left. And that was pretty bad, but it ended quickly. And then recently I went on a date with a guy who picked me up late, almost let the door hit me in the face.
No.
Because he didn't hold it. Told me he had a girlfriend, but they were in an open relationship while we were eating, which I feel like is a thing you should say before.
Before the date.
Yeah, before the date. And then split the bill. And then when he dropped me off, didn't wait for me to get inside. And then listened, I talked about this on Broad Topix, listened to the clip that I posted about it and wrote like, haha, and didn't realize it was him.
That's amazing.
So unaware.
That's amazing. Dates are fucked up. First dates. My worst first date was when, I feel like I may have talked about this already though, when I thought someone was Ryan Gosling, but they weren't Ryan Gosling.
I don't know.
Not me chasing the wrong guy in Ralph's. Like Ryan Gosling would be in Ralph's. Oh, yeah. And then I had to go to eat with him at the movie theater. We didn't.
Did you tell him you thought he was Ryan Gosling? You did, right?
Yeah, because it was like I was literally stalking him down the aisles. Not me high thinking I'm seeing Ryan Gosling looking at Ralph's Club rice cakes. What? In what world?
Not you chasing a man down thinking he's Ryan Gosling, then having to go on a date with him because you chased him down.
He was like the Kentucky. He was from somewhere weird like that too, like a Kentucky. He was like
not you thinking you found a Southern man.
A Southern king.
She was feeling her Notebook vibes.
I was. I wrote you every day. It was like aisle 10.
Do you talk about that on stage?
About how he followed the Ryan Gosling man?
The wrong Ryan Gosling and then had to go on a date with him. The wrong Ryan.
The wrong Ryan. I think like there's so many dates like that I block out of my head. Like, and then sometimes I'll like remember. Yeah. Do you have things like that? It's like you can't hold on to them or you'll never feel good again. But all the weird
I've
dates
had a couple people
on.
I've had sex with where I'm like, Kim.
I know.
Like
I
think
made one of the worst mistakes I made was when I had sex with this guy, and then in the morning, this was in college, and in the morning I roll over and he has this big tattoo on his back that just says "In God We Trust," and I was like, don't bring God into my bed.
No.
Right? That's gross.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Not him hitting you from the back with God on his back.
Bad.
Are you having a threesome?
It was bad.
With the Lord.
It was bad.
Rough. Yeah. Did I ever tell you about God, we talk so much that I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, if I've talked about it on Broad Topix, if I've talked about it on here. Have I told you about the IHOP waiter?
No.
I might have talked about this on my other podcast, so if you've heard this, I'm sorry. But in college, I went to IHOP drunk with my friends, and the waiter was so cute, and I started flirting with him, and I left him my number, and then he ended up texting me, and then we had this relationship for like 2 months where he would just come over at like night, eat me out, and then leave.
The IHOP waiter?
And he was so good at it. Yeah.
When was that?
What?
When was this?
This was in 2010.
You were having your pussy eaten by an IHOP waiter?
Yeah.
What was I doing in 2000?
Yeah, and he would just leave. And then one day he just never came back, and I missed him so much. He was so nice.
I bet you
and
did.
And I recently thought about him, and his last name, I don't know if I could say his last name, but
no,
it was
you can't say his last name.
ironic what his last name
Pancakes?
was. No.
No. Cummington?
Coming Kim. Coming Kim.
Wait. I wish you could tell me when. I mean, you and IHOP go back. You like the crepes?
Remember when I tried to get them to be our sponsors? One time I DM'd IHOP when I was really high, and I was like, sponsor our podcast and bring back the raspberry cream cheese grapes. What have you done?
Grapes.
Okay, we talked about
We
this.
already talked about it.
Not us covering too much IHOP content.
IHOP, if you're out there, well, it's because, we get stoned off that good, that laughing gas.
You guys right now, if you're listening to the podcast, go hit up Laugh. If you laughed at this podcast, it's because we were high off laughing gas weed, and Joey Diaz and the crew over at the ice cream shop have really hooked it up with some laughing gas weed. It's the
best weed.
It's the best weed. It's gotten me high. It's the reason I've been a better person and I've let go lately. It truly is.
The reason Kim says yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Laughing
Fuck
gas.
it.
Go right now. Go to, if you support our pod, our podcast is fucking free. Just go hit up Laughing Gas on.
It's the least you could do.
On social media. Laughing Gas on social media. Just go hit them up and say, this bitch sent me. And and it looks good for us. They love to see it. It's free. If you love the podcast, it's just a small, easy way to support us.
And if you're in LA, check out the ice cream shop in Studio City. It's amazing, and they have the best weed from Joey Diaz. So,
super drippy.
Super drippy.
All right. Well, fuck, dude. Should we
wrap it up?
Should we call her?
Who?
Like, call it, but. Her,
I was like, who should we call? I'm like, who should we call? That sounds fun.
Sarah's ready for a 3. Do you remember that game when you were younger? We talked about this.
What game?
Where you'd call the boys and you had to figure out
my dream phone or something.
Yes.
Shit.
We should play.
We should play.
We should do bonus content.
Do you guys want bonus content?
We should do a Patreon and do bonus content and play games and like do trips. Like go to Puerto Rico and learn how Puerto Rican you are.
I got to get in touch with my Puerto Rican heritage. There's a big gap there.
Yeah. If there's any interest in a Patreon with bonus content, let us know.
Sound off.
Yeah, honey.
Send it through. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support the podcast. If you're enjoying the podcast, please leave a review. It just takes 1 second. It's how we grow the show and people find out about it. And Yeah.
And leave a comment on YouTube. I love the comments on YouTube. They keep me alive. You guys do a great job at that. Tell your friends. The podcast is, you guys see it. If you're listening to the podcast, if you're here from day one, we fucking love you. If you just joined, we fucking love you. This shit is growing and it's gonna blow up. Mark my words. You see it. You're seeing it happen live. This is gonna be the best. We're growing a big fun family. We're gonna start doing a bunch of fun shit. I'm so excited about everything. Live podcasts, live shows, giveaways. It's all coming. It's all happening. And it's thanks to your support. So we really appreciate you guys. Share this podcast with a friend. Go hit up Laughing Gas. Follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, on Instagram at Kim Congdon. Check out my other podcast, Broad Topix, Topix, anywhere you find podcasts. And Houston, I will be in Houston May 27th, May 28th. Please come out. I'm super excited about that. It's gonna be really fun at the Riot. I've got the link in my social media for that.
Also on Friday the 13th, come celebrate Friday the 13th with the two of us and Josh Potter at the Rec Room in Huntington Beach. It's going to be so much fun. It's a great venue, great show. Come out. Also, follow me at Princess Shank. Check out my other podcast, Shank. And we'll see you guys next week on Monday. Bye.
Bye.